Hello all, sorry I haven't done a recording for a while. Been awfully busy doing decorating and gardening. Obviously springtime, you want to do some clearing out and decorating, which I'm doing, and obviously garden as well, because the weather's been nice this week. I've actually got time to go out into the garden and do some gardening, which has been quite tough actually. I've done a little bit, but it looks much better anyway. Lots of weeds and grass where it shouldn't be growing, and luckily my garden's not too big, so I can manage it. You know, I do a little bit at a time because I do struggle a little bit with my arthritis. Anyway, that aside, I'm going to talk a bit about April, even though we're into April a little bit. I'm just going to tell you some magical bits and pieces and some folk magic. Anyway, I'll tell you about the full moon. April's full moon is traditionally called the pink moon. Despite the name, it does not turn pink. It refers to pink flowers blooming across the land. And magical themes at this time would be emotional renewal, healing, releasing winter heaviness. And April is seen as the build-up to Beltane, which arrives on May the 1st. Now, folk magic, sort of around Easter, as we've had sort of Easter now, it obviously are eggs, fertility magic, rabbits and hares, abundance and life force, sunrise rituals. You can do solar rebirth. You could greet the sunrise on Easter morning as the sun's blessing. Sort of April magical correspondences. Well, plants and flowers, you've got daisies, tulips, dandelions, they're very magical, and primrose. For crystals, you have clear quartz, rose quartz and selenite, if you want to put those on your altar. Magical themes for this time are renewal, fertility, courage to begin new things. Right, so also I'm going to tell you a little bit, even though it's gone past now, April Fool's Day, which everybody kind of likes, that pinch punch, first day of the month sort of thing. The folklore of this, well, April Fools, it carries a very trickster, illusion, topsy-turvy energy, which folk magic and witch lore play with. Think of this day when the world briefly turns into a carnival mirror. In old European folklore, witches were sometimes believed to enjoy confusing people or creating harmless mischief. On days when the veil between the order and chaos loosens, people blamed strange happenings on witches. People expected illusions or deceptions. Social rules were relaxed and playful, bewitching tricks were acceptable at this time. Some folklore even suggested that witches use glamour magic on this day. Now, glamour magic means creating illusions or making people see things differently. It's not harmful spells, more like a reality of wearing a sort of funny hat or disguise. In parts of Europe, especially France and Scotland, April Fools involved sending someone on a pointless errand or secretly sticking a fish symbol on them. Now, the fish, obviously, that Christianity has fish symbols, but for this, the fish symbol in folk magic represented sort of a slipping away, sort of trickery, or things that are hard to catch. So they used to stick fish on their people's backs. Modern witches sometimes treat the day as a trickster energy day connected to sort of like Loki, chaos energy or playful spell work, breaking routines and laughing at fears. Some even say it is a day to trick bad luck. You could sort of do a folk charm if you wanted to. Obviously it's gone now, but you could write something you want to avoid bad luck, stress, anxiety on a piece of paper. Then you laugh and you tear the paper up, symbolically fooling fate. Or you could say, today the fool the fate shall be, trick and laughter set me free, turning misfortune into a joke so it loses its power. Well, April is also known as the time for showers of rain, especially in the UK. Storms were sometimes blamed for witches riding on the winds. and folk sayings claimed witches could stir storms in cauldrons and knot the wind to send bad weather. Sailors and farmers used wind knots to protect themselves from harmful magic. Now we have a little bit on cunning folk. Cunning folk at this time in April were asked to bury herbs at corners of fields, sprinkle salted water for protection, and charm seeds before planting. This wasn't seen as harmful magic. It was more felt like folk protection and good luck for the growing season. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about magical and mysteries. There is an old English superstition that witches cannot cross running water in April. The belief was not limited strictly to April, but springtime. Streams and rain, swollen rivers made the idea feel particularly alive. In many parts of Britain and Europe, people believed running water broke magical influence. Streams were thought to carry energy away like nature's own broom, sweeping the path clean. And because of this, folklore said witches could struggle to cross a fast-flowing stream or river unless they used special magic or found a bridge. Now, water symbolised purification and protection, and in many traditions of the British witch sort of folklore, villagers sometimes built their homes near streams, particularly because they believed it helped to keep harmful magic away. Now, this belief was made stronger because April rains caused streams to swell and rush. And to people centuries ago, those waters seemed powerful and restless, almost alive. So spring rivers were believed to wash away curses, weaken harmful spells, block spirits or witches from crossing, and if it could give people comfort that nature itself was defending them. So old protection customs was washing your doorsteps with salted water. Also, throwing a charm into a stream could carry bad luck away. And also crossing running water after visiting someone suspected of witchcraft. But witches and folklore were clever. Stories often added a twist. A skilled witch could still cross water by using a bridge, obviously, or turning into an animal, or carrying enchanted objects allowed her to cross the water. Folklore loved giving witches that slippery, mysterious quality. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little bit about April, and I will be putting some more videos up soon. And thank you very much for watching, and please like and subscribe and help my channel grow. Thank you, and have a lovely springtime. Bye.